This last series of the course is called Rhythm Changes Forever. It's a little bit more complex than what we've played up to this point, but I want to challenge you and give you the chance to play one of the classic chord progressions of all time. This is based on the changes to George and Ira Gershwin's song, I Got Rhythm. And this is Rhythm Changes. I'll give you a little taste of that now. Now let's look at some of the mechanics of Rhythm Changes Forever. As I mentioned, this is based on the chord progression to the Gershwin standard, I Got Rhythm, and it's full of turnarounds. Now, a turnaround is usually found in a chord progression at the end of a section, and it turns around back to the top of the form, or at the end of the song, turns around back to the first chord. In rhythm changes, every 2 bars is a turnaround. So, for example, in the first 2 bars, B flat major, G minor, C minor, F7. So we can use the same walking bass techniques that we used on the B flat blues. We play the root, we can go down the scale to the root of the G minor, leading tone, to the root of the C minor, chord tone, root of the F7, third of the F7. So I'll just play those first 2 bars over and over in a loop so you can hear that. Bar 1. Bar 1. So if you want to break this etude down, just take it 2 bars at a time, real slow or even out of time, until you get the concept of this turnaround activity. I'll start at the top, and then we'll move on through the chart. Bar 1. Now we're at bar 3, and I'm playing a leading tone to the G7, third of the G7, root of the C, leading tone to the F, third of the F. Now you'll see in bars 5 and 6 of Rhythm Changes, it starts on a B flat and it goes to the 4 chord, the E flat. E flat, here's an E diminished, and in the last 2 bars of this first section, that would be bars 7 and 8, instead of playing the root on the downbeat, here I'm playing the 5th on the downbeat, the 5th of the B flat chord, third of the G7, C minor up the scale, F, and now we're at the second A section. So Rhythm Changes offers a world of possibilities. As long as you're outlining the chord motion, the possibilities are limitless what you can do with your bass line. So in the second 8 bars, I start on the root, leading tone from under, the lower leading tone into G minor. Now here you say it says G minor, but I'm going to play a leading tone, a B into the C minor, leading tone into the F, the third of the F7 chord, which is the note A, back into the B flat. So now I'm in bar 11, B flat, D, root of the G7, leading tone, root of the C minor, leading tone, F, third of the F. Now we're in bar 13. I play B flat, F, leading tone, E flat, third of the E flat, E for the E diminished chord, third of the E diminished chord, and now I'm going to play down the B flat major scale. Now I'm playing in the last bar of the A section, bar 16, I'm going to play F, E, E flat to the first note of the bridge. Now you might remember 3 leading tones into a root. That's also a nice bass line movement. So bar 16 on beat 2 is an F, E, E flat. Now we're at the bridge, the B section, bar 17, and the first chord of the bridge is a D7. So here I play up the scale, the 5th of the D7. Now I play leading tone, leading tone, leading tone, G. It's a very typical way to walk in this cycle of fourths, as it's called. So D7 into the G. Now another typical line is to play the root and drop down to the third of the chord. On the C7, I do the same thing. I play the root, but this is a great thing about playing the double bass. Play the root and play that low E. You can really slam into it, and it gives everybody will turn around and look at you. So let's look at the last 4 bars of the bridge. This is bar 21, C7, drop down to the low E, that's the third. Now we go chromatically up to G, that's the 5th of the C7. Chromatically up to the C minor. Chromatic approach to the F. Now I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to play F, F sharp. I have to switch with my 4th finger here from half position to first position in my left hand. G. Now we're in the last 8 bars, the last A section. We start on B, B major 7, or B flat 7 here. B flat 7, G7. Now I'm going to just keep going down the B flat major scale because it sounds good. This is the first 2 bars of the last A section. B flat 7, G7. Now I'm going to hit an F, E flat, scale down, root, leading tone, G7. Now I'm going to go to a low F and just lead back up into this B flat in the last 4 bars. So you notice there, I wasn't as specific about outlining every root on the downbeat. A lot of times I just use the scale tones. If you remember, I said that all bass lines can be analyzed as either root tones, scale tones, or chromatic passing tones or leading tones. Then you can look at every note in this example and say, oh yeah, that's the chord tone of this chord, or that's the scale tone, or that's a passing tone or a leading tone going to this chord. Here's the last 4 bars. We have a B flat 7. Now I'm going up chromatically to the C, which is the scale tone. B, C, D, to lead into E flat, E diminished. In the last 2 bars, so if there's any lick you really want to learn on the double bass, that would be a good one to learn. The lick in the last 2 bars. A lot of jazz tunes will end like that, or if you're playing at a jam session, you might hear people end like that. All that does is I start on the 5th, I drop to the 3rd of the B flat major chord, up chromatically, and then up the scale. And that's all in the half position. Okay, so I would recommend that you start very slow with this etude and look at all the fingering possibilities. Everything is either in half position or first position. Make sure you know when you're shifting, and start slowly, and then let's play it together.